Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share an around the house episode. There's a few things I wanted to check off my list, like organizing the seeds, alphabetizing them, because we have a lot of seeds. I wanted to get those organized so I know what we're working with this coming garden season, which I'm ecstatic about. I wanted to build a few beds. My kids love to help out with those projects, so we were working on that. I'm gonna make a first ferment of kombucha. And then I'm also just getting organized with a few of my planners, and I'm going to share a little bit of that with you as well. A little bit of a random around the house projects day, but I thought I would share with you, and I hope you enjoy this video. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I wanted to organize our seeds, which are currently in a box. We have so many of them. We've been saving them even since like our heirloom seeds from our garden in California. There are seeds from So-Right seeds, from Haas seeds, so many different varieties, flowers. I thought it would be a good idea to alphabetize them, put them in this binder in these sleeves. I love seeing everything we have and getting it all organized so that we can hit the ground running when we get back with some of our starters. One of the things I had on my list was to build these garden beds that were sent to us from Vigo Garden. I'm very excited because I have a few things specifically that I want to grow in these garden beds. And of course we will do in the ground, but we have to tarp and there's plenty of work to be done when we get back. Oliver was really wanting to help out with this project, so we decided to do this one together. And then we all ended up hanging out outside and it was such a nice day. I love when we have those days where we can all just hang out and enjoy the time outside. So they helped me get these done relatively quickly, and they were really easy to assemble. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do some of the herbs in here, but when we get back from Hawaii, we're going to start our starters, which are a little late, to be honest. At the end of February, we probably could have started them mid-February. I just always start dreaming about the garden this time of the year and looking forward to the sunny days, and as we get more and more sunny days leading into the spring, I just get so excited about it. I was so happy we had a sunny day. That was a perfect opportunity to get outside and do some things and just get some sun and fresh air. It was also kind of rainy over the weekend, so on rainy days, I always enjoy doing some of the indoor projects. I've had it on my list to do kombucha again. I love kombucha, but my family loves it as well, and we drink a good amount of it. Kombucha can be pretty expensive, so you can make it at home. I have a full video. I've made it several times before. I'll go ahead and link that in the description if you're interested, because it is a several week process, so I couldn't get the entire process in this video, but I do have a video with that. Today I'm just starting with the first ferment, which is made with tea. I like to make it with jasmine green tea, and so I'm boiling that. I'm making the tea now, and then I'm going to add the sugar. And then you're going to add a SCOBY, and a SCOBY is just such an interesting thing. You can find it at some local places, but you can also find it online. SCOBY is an acronym for Symbiotic Culture of Bacteria and Yeast, and it is used in the fermentation process and the production of kombucha. You can keep a SCOBY alive for a long time in what's called a SCOBY hotel. That is what I'm going to do today with this first ferment. I'm making the tea, I'm adding the sugar. I will share the ratios in the description box, and you can find, I'll also share the company that I buy this SCOBY from because it's a good quality SCOBY to start with, and the SCOBY will grow, so it's really, really neat. I'm going to let that cool down because you don't want to add the SCOBY until it is at a certain temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in its little house, and then I'm going to add water until it gets to the appropriate temperature where I can add the kombucha culture SCOBY. So I have had success with kombucha in the past, but I have also had kombucha failure. So this time around, I got a digital pH meter and I tested the pH. It has to be under 4. And then it's going to go down to between 2 and 3. And that's what gives it that kind of vinegar taste. And then when you do the second ferment, typically with a fruit juice, and a lot of times during garden season, we'll do like watermelon kombucha with fresh watermelon. I'm going to use this passion fruit nectar. It's like this organic passion fruit nectar we get from Costco to make a passion fruit kombucha. After 2 weeks, you do a second ferment, and that's when it gets fizzy, and it's really, really delicious. But I'm starting with the SCOBY Hotel, and it's similar to a sourdough starter, how you can keep feeding it, and you can keep it over a long, long period of time if you take good care of it, and you make sure it's at the proper pH range. So, yeah, I have it in our little tea, coffee, water area for now, and I'm just going to let that do its thing over the next 2 weeks, and I'll keep you posted on that. Next up, I'm going to do a little bit of organizing or a little bit of planning. So I wanted to organize the seed binder. I also wanted to put these little tabs on the homeschool planner. I mentioned this in a recent video, but if you're homeschooling, you can also print out state standards if you go onto your public school district's website. They usually have curriculum and state standards, so you can have that to look at as a homeschool family. That can be really, really helpful to make sure that you just have a general idea on pacing for whatever grade your children are in. So I've been wanting to add these tabs so that I can easily access the grade, the subject, and then also I've been adding my own resources as well. I like to follow teachers on social media, so I follow a 5th grade teacher who gave so many great ideas that I love to follow. She talked about printing out some resources on Canva, which I actually use Canva for creating my thumbnails for YouTube. There are some really fun educational printouts as well for all different subjects. So I had some music printouts. I was doing a little bit of lesson planning. I have a binder for my music as well, and I print out and organize everything in that binder, and then I'll take it out and organize that in front of my piano, but I love to have a place for that. So binder, I'm a big fan of binders and printouts, and I wanted to show you Canva because, like I said, I use Canva for my thumbnails, which I could probably be a better thumbnail creator. I'm not the best thumbnail creator, but Canva is a great place to create thumbnails. And also, like I said, with these printouts, there are so many great educational printouts. There are also printouts you can use to design your binder. I'm going to do a garden planner binder as well. I love binders. That's how I keep everything organized and categorized. So there are printouts that you can customize and use for the front of your binder. So you could do like a gardening planner, homeschool planner. And then there are a lot of printouts, like I did a morning routine printout for my kids and laminated that and put that in their room so they can check the list of their morning routine. There are tons of printouts for every subject, which is fantastic. There are tons of grade-appropriate printouts, math and science, social studies. Oh my gosh, so many things that you can print out and put on the wall, or you can put on a bulletin board, or even on a desk for reminders. So fantastic. It's such a great resource, and I use it for social media as well. So this is not sponsored, but it's something that I pay for every single month, and it's well worth what I pay for it because I use it all the time for different printouts. So a few binders, a hole punch, a good printer, and a laminator. You can have a lot of fun with those things, and I really enjoy the printouts on Canva and doing some lesson planning. Every weekend is usually when I sit down and do some lesson planning or just, ideas for social media as well. It's a really fun resource, and I just wanted to share some of the things that I do. And I always do just a little bit of something on the weekend to think about the week ahead. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and just some of the things I was up to this weekend and I wanted to share with you. I know it's a little bit random, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.